Okay, here we go. First thing is I'm going to draw as much as I can with just a pencil because that's really the best way to do it. I'm going to be drawing a lot darker than what I need to be, because when you're drawing a mechanical drawing with a ruler, you really need to just hold your pencil really loosely and just kind of let it tickle the paper. And you can't even see that. I can see it, but you can't see it. And that's actually a good technique. Is if you're drawing too dark, the way that you can tell it is hold your paper out from you, and if you can see it, you drew too dark. Especially with this kind of drawing, if you like carve into the paper like you're drawing so hard, it's impossible. I mean, really, it's impossible to actually erase anything. And you know what I'm talking about. Like if you have a little brother or sister that draws so dark because they don't know any better, and then they try to erase it and it's still there. So in this drawing, you probably can't see any of the things that I erased because I drew so lightly. Okay, so here we go. So the first step, of course, is drawing a line that's up and down, vertical. Okay, which is right here. I've already done it. Right here, boink. Okay, and then the next step is to go from here to this vanishing point, and from here to this vanishing point, and then from here to this vanishing point, from here to that vanishing point, okay. I'm going to go back and darken this in. Hopefully you can see that better. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the top of this. I'm going to go pencil bump to this vanishing point. I'm going to draw real lightly. Then from here to this vanishing point. And once I know it looks right, then I'll go back. I know this is going to be the top of what I'm doing here. I know it's the top, so I'm not going to have anything on top. So I can go ahead and draw this. Okay, so now let's do the next one that's down from there. So we're going to stack these on top of each other. Yours is going to be different because your Legos are going to be different than mine. Okay. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more advanced because the first step is not to draw this line right here. You kind of have to think about this in a different way. It's kind of weird. But once you draw that line right there, then yes, you do draw a vertical line right here. Okay? And then it's the same steps from there. We go from here to this one. From here to this one. That one's already done. Okay. When I know that it looks good, which it looks pretty good to me, I'm going to go ahead and darken these in so that you can see it. I'm drawing so dark, it's not even funny. This is really hard for me because I don't draw this dark ever. I mean, ever. If you're an architect or you're somebody that does mechanical drawing, you probably figured this out already, that you have to draw really lightly. You can go ahead and darken these in. I missed them, sorry. Okay, so just to refresh your memory, this was step one. We went these two over here, these two to this dot. Now we have to, and we did these two lines right here, straight up and down. Now we have to go from this corner to this dot. Sometimes I call it a dot, but it's really a vanishing point. Okay, and then this corner to this dot. Okay, so let's do another one that's underneath here. You just have to, just think of this as a guideline. What I'm about to do, it's just like a guideline. It's not really, don't think of it as a step, I guess, because it's not really step one. But we have to draw this line just so that we know where to draw this next line right here. You'll see, you'll see. When you do this, you'll be like, oh, I get it. Okay, so then now we have our guideline. You can't see it, but it's right here. I'm gonna draw, first step is to draw a line. Okay. Uh-oh. That's all right. I don't know if you've noticed this, but my vanishing point is right here. That throws people off sometimes. And my ruler slipped. And that's going to happen to you if you've never or haven't used a ruler very much. To make sure that your ruler doesn't slip like that, just do pencil bump and then make sure you press down with it. So using a T-square helps. You do all your vertical lines. You don't have to have a T-square to do this. You can use just a regular old ruler. Okay, so that is going to look just a little weird because my vanishing point is right, it's right under the vanishing point. It's just going to look a little weird. It's just like math though. You can test yourself and see if it's right. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Okay, I didn't need that one. The way to test this, to make sure that you, just like in math when you have to make sure that x plus 2 equals 20, you know, the same way that you can go back and check your math, you can check this also. Are all of my lines straight up and down? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Or are they going to one of these dots? And they are. That's the way you test this. See, those are going to the dot. This is the one that looks weird. And let's check that. Yep, it's going to the dot, so it has to be right. It's kind of the same thing we've been talking about. The first thing is to draw a straight up and down line. We're going to have to erase this because it's overlapping. And then we're going to go just kind of the same steps from that dot, these two sides of this line to that dot. That looks a little big. See how I'm not just freehanding that? It's important to use your ruler. Go back, don't be lazy. I know I want to be lazy. I'm like, oh, I know it's going to look bad. I hate to tell you this, but I can also tell when you're lazy. I can tell when you freehand it is what I'm trying to say. All my years of teaching, kids would say, how did you know? I'm just smart. Okay, and then of course you probably figured out the next step is just straight up and down. And then we go from here to the dot. And then I erased a little bit too much there, so I'm going to use my ruler again to get that. Okay, and I hope you can see that on the camera. Okay, so we just have 2 more and then we're done. Let's see here. We're going to draw ourselves a little guideline, kind of like we did earlier, just real lightly right there. I don't know if you can see it, but hopefully you can. And then this line that we draw is, in this case, it's right here. Okay, so line straight up and down. This line goes to that dot. We need 2 lines going to that dot. And we do 2 going to that dot. Attention to details, even this little line right here, from here to here, is going to go to the dot. Okay, so we still have one more little piece to do, but before I do, I'm going to go and outline everything. I'll probably speed it up, but I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Okie dokie. So now that I'm outlined it, hopefully you can see it a little better. I would highly suggest not using a fine point Sharpie because it's not very fine, it's kind of fat, and it looks kind of messy. So if you can find an ultra fine Sharpie, they actually work a little bit better because they're a little bit tinier, and I think they work better. Okay. So how do we get this last little part here? It's the same thing that we've been doing. You don't really have to do a guideline because this one is tinier than this one. The reason we had to do guidelines before is just so that you know that because this one is connected to this one, we just needed to know where that one, the bottom of that one was to put this one on. I know these don't look like Legos. And I mean, Miss Jernigan will probably let you know how if she wants you to put the little tops on the Legos. I personally don't like that look. I think it looks really funny. It's hard to actually draw them, but you're more than welcome to try. Drawing is all magic. It's all like creating an illusion. Okay, so we're almost done here. So we want to draw a line straight up and down. Boop. This is actually the easy one because it's the last one. We go from there to here. And from there to this vanishing point. And we use our handed end to 2 square. And there we are. Don't know if you can see that. Let me make sure you can. Put this on something black so you can see it. Okay. 2-point perspective is kind of cool. Next, I will show you how to shade.